A very good evening to you and welcome to Idea TV News at 9. I am Cynthia Bassi. We begin with the headlines. Tinubu approves posting of 65 ambassadors. Cameroon considers youth incubation program in plantain sector. PRA praises alarm over alleged power sabotage plot in Ibadan. Malawi and Ghana discuss digital infrastructure cooperation in Barcelona. And away from Africa, Canada arranges evacuation flights for citizens amid Middle East crisis. In business, Dangote Cement signs $1 billion deal to expand African capacity. In health, Sokoto to vaccinate 1.2 million children in 4-day polio drive. And finally, in sports, the Tigers unveil final squad for Women's World Cup qualifiers. Now, the news in full. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved the deployment of 65 ambassadors designate and high commissioners to diplomatic missions around the world. The announcement was made by the President's Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, confirming that 34 non-career and 31 career diplomats have been assigned to various countries and multilateral organizations. Among the notable appointments, former Aviation Minister FANI-KAYODE has been posted to Germany, while Presidential aide Reno Omokri will serve in Mexico, while former Interior Minister Abdulrahman Dambazwa has been assigned to Beijing in China, and Senator Jimo Ibrahim will represent Nigeria as permanent representatives to the United Nations. Other high-profile postings include Ita Enang to South Africa, Okezie Pezu to Spain, Isaac Adewale to Canada, and Lateef Kayode Are to the United States. The ambassadors designated are expected to begin duties after completing an induction program organized by the Nigeria's Ministry of Foreign Affairs and receiving diplomatic approval known as agreement from their host countries. The government of Cameroon is considering co-financing a youth incubation program aimed at supporting about 20 young entrepreneurs in the plantain value chain. The proposal was discussed during a meeting in Yaoundé between the Minister of Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises, Achille Baselekin-Tri, and the National President of the Association of Actors in the Plantain Banana Sector, Samuel Tony Obam Bikur. The initiative, titled One Youth, One Plantain Plantation, aims to train and support young people to build modern agribusinesses focused on plantain cultivation. Organizers say the program will help participants access financing, establish bank accounts, and develop plantations linked directly to market demand. Officials say the program is designed to boost agricultural production, create jobs, and strengthen food security. If approved, help structure the plantain supply chain while encouraging greater youth participation in agribusiness across the country. And now, still in Africa, the federal government has stressed that food security is vital to Nigeria's economic stability, national independence, and poverty reduction. Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, made the remarks on Friday during the quarterly Citizens and Stakeholders Engagement session organized by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security in the Shehu Musa Yar'Adua Center in Abuja. Idris highlighted that agriculture remains a strategic pillar of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's reform agenda, with policies designed to boost productivity, strengthen supply chains, and improve market access. He added that improved security in farming communities and transport corridors along the investment in infrastructures, human capital, and digital connectivity are helping farmers return to their fields and contributing to higher agricultural outputs. Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, noted that the government's programs, including fertilizer distribution, mechanization, and improved seeds, irrigation, and farmer support initiatives, are already enhancing food production. Moving ahead, Malawi and Ghana have agreed to strengthen cooperation in digital technology development following talks between their ICT ministers at the Mobile World Congress 2026 in Barcelona. Malawi's ICT Minister Shadrik Namalomba met with Ghana's Minister of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, Samuel Nate George, to explore ways both countries can advance digital infrastructure and strengthen their technology sectors. Both countries agreed to promote collaboration through exchange visits and the sharing of documentation on digital infrastructure progress aimed at improving knowledge transfer and accelerating digital transformation in Malawi and Ghana. We'll go on a quick break now. The news continues when we return. Very good to have you back. If you're just joining, this is Idea TV News at 9. Now, the rest of the news. Away from Africa, the government of Canada is organizing evacuation flights to assist up to 530 citizens leaving the Middle East as tensions linked to the ongoing Iran crisis intensify. Foreign Minister Anita Anand said about 3,500 Canadians have requested government assistance to depart the region. Officials confirmed that charter flights will transport about 180 Canadians from Dubai in the United Arab Emirates to Istanbul in Turkey on Saturday. Authorities are also securing up to 350 additional seats on commercial flights from Dubai and Beirut in Lebanon to Istanbul over the coming days. According to the minister, the evacuation efforts forms part of Canada's broader response to escalating regional tensions as Ottawa works to ensure the safety of its citizens and provide assistance to those seeking to leave affected areas. Still away from Africa, Toronto-listed Frontier Energy Corporation has confirmed that the binding offer from Parex Resources to acquire its Colombian upstream operations is deemed superior to a previous bid from Geopark. Parex's proposal is valued at $500 million in cash, including assumption of debt and a $25 million contingent payment. Under the current arrangement, Geopark would receive a $25 million purchaser break free if the original agreement fails or falls through. Geopark has been notified of the superior offer and has until March 12, 2026 to amend its terms of its wishes to remain competitive. Frontera stressed that there is no guarantee that a transaction with Parex will be completed and the Geopark agreement remains legally binding. In business news now, S&P Global Ratings has highlighted Nigeria's ongoing economic reforms under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as a positive driver of growth for 2026, despite continued volatility in the Naira. Analysts speaking at the S&P webinar on Africa's credit cycle noted that Tinubu's policies, including the IMF-supported program and the willing buyer, willing seller forex model, have helped narrow the gap between official and parallel market rates and strengthen macroeconomic stability. The agency forecasts real GDP growth of 3.7% for 2025 to 2026, crediting structural reforms for improving investor confidence and financial market dynamics. However, concerns remain over the banking sector, where nearly half of loans are denominated in foreign currency, leaving institutions vulnerable to sudden Naira depreciation. Analysts also flagged the broader African debt landscape, noting that governments face over $90 billion in external repayment this year, emphasizing the importance of fiscal discipline and sound risk management. S&P's panel further discussed regional trends, highlighting Zambia's recovery post-restructuring, Morocco's return to investment-grade status, and Mozambique's strengthening outlook thanks to LNG development. Nigeria's reform momentum, analysts concluded positions the country as a stabilizing force in West Africa, even as currency pressures and global financing uncertainties require close monitoring. Now in health news, the Sokoto state government has launched a 4-day polio vaccination campaign targeting around 1.2 million children, aimed at halting the transmission of circulating poliovirus type 2 and protecting children from paralysis. The campaign, flagged off at the Palace of the District Head of Kware, runs from March 7th to the 10th of March. Governor Ahmed Ali, represented by the Secretary to the State Government, Mohammed Bello Sifawa, said the exercise will use both the novel oral polio vaccine type 2 and the standard oral polio vaccine to provide comprehensive protection. Thousands of health workers and volunteers have been deployed across all 244 wards with 12,830 house-to-house teams, 488 special teams covering hard-to-reach areas, and 221 fixed-post teams stationed at hospitals and strategic locations. The State Commissioner for Health, Farouk Umar, assured residents of the campaign's preparedness and safety, while traditional leaders and development partners, including the National Primary Health Care Development Agency, WHO, UNICEF, and the CDC, committed support to ensure full participation. Finally, in sports news, the Nigeria women's national basketball team, the Tigers, have announced their final 12-player roster for the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup qualifying tournament 2026 in France from the 11th to 17th of March. Head coach Reno Omokri has largely retained the core of players who led Nigeria to a historic 5th consecutive Afrobasket title, cementing their status as Africa's dominant women's basketball team. The final squad features a mix of experienced leaders and proven performers. Promise Amokamara, Elizabeth Balogun, Blessing Ejiofor, Nicole Enabosi, Rita Ebokwe, Ezinekalu, Palace Kunai, Victoria Macaulay, Morjana Tumusa, Sarah Ogoke, Ami Okonkwo, and Ifunaya Okoro. 5 players: Pius Begi, Idu Bano, Adenike Olawuyi, Grace Efosa, Wando Hemba, and Tewogbade Mololua missed out from the provisional 17-player list. Nigeria begins its qualifying campaign against Colombia on 11th March, followed by South Korea 12th March, Philippines 14th of March, France 15th of March, and Germany 17th of March. Only the top 3 teams in the group will secure a spot at the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup 2026 in Berlin from 4th to the 13th of September. And that's all we have for you on Idea TV News at 9. But before we go, here is a recap of the headlines. We brought to you news that Tinubu approves posting of 65 ambassadors, and Cameroon considers youth incubation program in plantain sector. We also saw that PRA raises alarm over alleged power sabotage plot in Ibadan. Malawi and Ghana discuss digital infrastructure cooperation in Barcelona. Underway from Africa, Canada arranges evacuation flights for citizens amid Middle East crisis. In business, Dangote Cement signs $1 billion deal to expand African capacity. And in health, Sokoto to vaccinate 1.2 million children in 4-day polio drive. In sports, the Tigers unveil final squad for Women's World Cup qualifiers. And now, do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms at Idea Television. I am Cynthia Basi. Thank you for your time.